Happy Monday, everyone. This is our agenda, what we're going to talk really quick, but give me 1 second. Since we're going to YouTube and Facebook at the same time, I want to make sure we don't have any technical difficulties here. Give me one second. How can I go? All I want is just to see myself. Robert, can you come here real quick? See how you can, I want to see myself on the YouTube. See how you can go. So guys, this table, crazy table. So guys, I'm going to start really quick with the giveaways from last week, announcing winners. So we have Jordan Disbin with a Noble Roofing. He got full school access. Congrats to you, man, Jordan. We also gave away 2 tickets as promised. One went to Seattle to Cindy Bauer. Unfortunately, Seattle class got canceled because of, you know why, coronavirus, of course. Seattle is on a full shutdown, Minneapolis in a shutdown, the whole country is pretty much in a shutdown. We'll talk about it in a second. And then we also gave 1 ticket to Janine Calderon. Ticket went to Atlanta. We did not cancel Atlanta class yet. Still debating on it. Class is first week of April. Who knows what will take place? Thanks, man. Do you like my brother from another mother? So anyway, guys, really quick. So Atlanta class is not canceled yet. First week of April. We're just here waiting, and we'll see how it's all gonna unroll in the next couple days. But I want to start with a giveaway for this week. And the giveaway is going to be pretty much very simple. The same giveaway we're going to announce it this coming Friday, the prizes. But we are announcing, and I'll explain a little bit more towards the end of this Facebook Live video. We've been getting a lot of leads recently, and our leads are getting on the rise. So the more content we produce, the more homeowners are coming to us. And our process in the past was pretty much very simple. We would take the lead, we would take the request, and we would go to our private group or to our students and pretty much ask them who wants this lead. Here's a few problems with it. Number one, the very few contractors in our network. We have over 50 in our school now. We have 1,700 in the private group. Sometimes you guys are busy, sometimes you're busy at the time of the request. So pretty much what was happening is we would drop it on our contractor list, and then we don't know if connection actually took place. So homeowner doesn't really want us to give their private information. We don't want to sell information, so we don't want to be in lead generation business like Home Advisors and all of those companies. But our end goal is to compete with them. We're not there yet. We're pretty much building our base, and we're trying to capitalize on all the traffic we have coming to us. So we actually just hired brand new marketing agency to work with our Roofing Insights website. So we've worked with a couple companies before. We have a company who is optimizing everything right now, but we're getting a lot of traffic, and you guys are actually going to be the one benefiting from it. So what we're doing is we're building our map. We can't possibly already even do good service to you or to the homeowners in that match because traffic is just too great. So what we're doing is at Roofing Insights, starting, I would say in 2 weeks, is going to be fully published and unrolled. So within 2 weeks, we will have Roofing Insights / something listing something directory. So here's the challenge, here's the giveaway. Come up with the best name for our directory. Anything. It's not name of the business, it's just something that we can call and introduce to our homeowners. That listing, how are we going to call it? Best contractors, Dmitry's list. We will leave it up to you. Whoever will come up with something that we really like, will give you or your company 1 year free listing on our website. So pretty much we're going to feature your business. As long as you do a decent service to homeowners, we'll feature on the website. We'll also will give you membership to our school, bring you to our network, and work together and help you any way we possibly can. But that's the pretty much challenge today. That's the question of the day. Come up with the best name for our directory. roofinginsights.com/ what it is, what kind of listing it is, what kind of directory it is. You tell us in comments below, both YouTube and Facebook. We're gonna pick a winner by this coming Friday, so you have 4 or 5 days to get creative. So now I'll talk a little bit more about how we're gonna do this listing and what you can expect in return and how many leads we're conservatively expect this year alone in 2020. So let's go to our agenda here. So first, obviously, the biggest thing on the list today is coronavirus. Everybody talks about it. I did not want to make a content about it. I was trying to be hesitant. I'm not conspiracy guy. I'm not your sky falling guy. I always try to, really think on stuff, sit on things. I read a lot. Obviously, Facebook went nuts in the last couple of weeks. News media, everybody's bombarding. But when you're in my position, when you're an influencer, you kind of have to react. You have to, people looking up to us, and you have to have an opinion. So I just want to give you my 5 points why I personally think that coronavirus, and I know it might sound stupid to some of you, but 5 reasons why I think it's not as bad as people think it is, and why we are actually need something like coronavirus. I remember 9/11. I remember when the economy collapsed in 2009. Those years actually, we went through hardships, but the lessons we learned, I opened my business in 2009. And I remember having conversations, very similar conversations like we have right now. So number one, why I think it's not that bad, because any good economy, in the United States, we do have really good economy. We need to be sick sometimes. We need to go through troubled times to become better. It's just like your body, you can't be always healthy. You're supposed to, every once in a while, to get sick, just to filter bad players, just to, to go through this time. So it's not necessarily bad. Like I said, it's like human body. You go up and down, you can't always go up. So for economy alone, it's good to, we've been waiting for 10 years. Everybody's been talking about, when economy gonna collapse. I don't want the economy to collapse, but I'm okay with the economy taking a hit, and I'll explain in the next 4 points why. Because number 2 is weak companies have to go out of business. When economy keeps going up, we have more scammers than ever. You've heard a lot from us about the scammers. When economy is tough, it's harder to scam people. We're also getting rid of a lot of middlemen from a lot of services we don't really need. They kind of, I don't want to say luxury services, but they don't, like, I'm looking even at roofing businesses. So many roofing contractors, when I do audits of the business and I look all the subscriptions, all the services that they have purchased, I have hard times to understand and to, sometimes I don't get any answers why those companies actually paying their bills. Sometimes companies paying $500 for services they don't really need. So when times like this happen, we go back to our whiteboards and we really shake everything and ask ourselves, what do we really need? Do we need this subscription? Like, for example, even in my household right now, I have to, have conversation with my kids. Do we need Netflix, Amazon, Hulu, Disney Plus, all of those services? Or maybe we can cut down somewhere too. It's a hard times, and you have to go through everything you do as a business owner and on a personal level as well. You can't always just live in this abundant life and just keep hearing yes to every desire, wish you have. Sometimes it's okay to say, hey, no, we're not going to get a toilet paper next week. We might not have a milk. We might actually stock up some food and maybe bake some bread. I don't think necessarily it's a really bad habit. Obviously I come from the country where, I remember when we didn't have a bread, when we didn't have enough food on the table. And, I remember 91, in Russia where everything collapsed and people, it was huge lines for like very basic stuff. Stuff like that builds us as humans, makes us stronger. So it's not always bad. Obviously it's shocking to me how massive panic is right now. But for me personally, I want to teach my kids. I don't think I want my kids to grow life when they don't have single crisis in their life. My kids, my oldest is 11 years old, and she's never seen anything in her life that, would make you think about that, hard times might be the case. So it's good to have conversation with the kids about those topics. But also, number three, guys, is we have to humble ourselves. We as a country become very arrogant. If you ask, people around the world why people don't like Americans, well, because we're arrogant. And I'm talking even about myself. When you always get a raise, when you only go up, when your every house you buy is bigger than last house, when value keeps growing up. I mean, if you study economics, the guy who won Nobel Prize, he actually years ago, he did an article and he got Nobel Prize for it. Why American real estate was, why it was a bubble. Like you can't always inflate numbers. So my point, guys, is very simple. We as a humans need to be humbled every once in a while. We need to realize it's not up to us. There's also God, there's also other people around us. We have to do what's right. And if we don't have this crisis, like coronavirus right now, nobody gonna stop us. We're gonna come out as very arrogant, very pride people, and I don't think it's gonna be real good to any one of us. So humble yourself, rethink your ways. I'm rethinking my ways. I know that much right now because right now I know I'm thinking more about my parents. I'm thinking more about my kids. I'm thinking about stuff that really matters. And for those reasons, I can't really blame it. I actually, I'm thankful for these times, and I think it's good for all of us. And also, number four is times like this, they really unite people. I traveled last week to 3 different cities, and I can tell you that I travel a lot. And what I've noticed is when everything is good, and whether it's first class or cabin, doesn't really matter. People don't talk to each other on the planes anymore. When we go places, we kind of, we're all successful, but we're all in our own ways. Today, what I noticed, like the whole country is united. You can come to a stranger on the street, and you can actually have really good conversation about freaking life. Yes, maybe it's about coronavirus as an icebreaker, but in times like right now, times like 9/11, we actually realize how close we are to each other. And like I said, I've never, like, the last 2 weeks, I thought about my parents more than the last 2 years probably, because I'm thinking a lot about them and I worry about them because I know if coronavirus happens right now to Minneapolis, if I get it, my wife gets it, we're probably going to be okay. But my parents, they might not be okay, and that matters. So times like this unite us. I know a lot of business owners really worry about it. We see a stock market. I know, Beacon, Owens Corning, those companies lost a lot of value. I know a lot of people who work at Beacon. I know a lot of people who work at the Owens Corning. I know maybe my roofing business was not affected yet, but I know I have a lot of clients who owns restaurants. We were in Orlando last week, and the person who was in charge of our conference, and I'll talk about conference in a couple of minutes, so we're doing a conference in December, she told me that last week, entire street in Orlando, that I forgot the name of the street, lost over $300 million in revenue. And I remember, coming from dinner and checking in, just getting one more key for my room, and I just asked a person how it's going, how you guys doing here? And the person behind the counter literally told me, I don't know if I'll have a job in 2 weeks. Those kind of things that, they unite us. They bring different emotions in us, and I think it's good for the whole country is good. It's a good wake-up call. And lastly, I want to say that times like this, they separate real doers and wannabes, pessimists and optimists. I would say bad players or weak players who should not be in business, probably going to quit their jobs and maybe go quit their businesses, go work for someone. And overall, we're going to be fine. Times like this will show who is who, because when everything goes up, and I see a lot of complaints from the business owner, including in the roofing industry, who is saying, well, we're losing employees, we're losing sales guys, because when the economy is always booming or booming for 10 years, everybody can open a business. You don't have to even be good. You can be average or even below average. Just know the very basics and go open a business. You don't have to know how to take care of the employees. You don't have to know how to take care of the customers, because there's abundance of low-hanging fruit. You go in and start, doing business as yourself. Even if you're average or below average, you're still going to be somewhat successful. Now, in times like this, when the economy is shaken, when people are a little bit more careful how they spend money, they really want a good service, they make sure they're not making mistakes. Now, those people not going to be in business because they're not going to survive. Only good business owner will survive. So, economy will filter weak players, but overall, I think we guys going to be just fine. I personally don't worry about it. Obviously, it's hard not to worry about when everybody else does, but my advice to you would be, don't start your day with reading news. Start your day with reading good book, Bible, something spiritual. Go to the gym. Life goes on. We need leaders. We need someone who will stand up and carry others. And just like in the army, like leaders eat last. You have to eat last. You have to take care of others. You have to make sure that everybody around you are calm. Because panic will not help anyone in pandemic. There's PAN in the beginning. I think it comes from panic. That's why they call it pandemic. I don't know, just speculation, but that's what I think personally. So anyway, I think we're guys going to be just fine. This time will come through just like all other times. Hopefully, economy will not collapse. We're already getting heat, so heat will be. It'll hit all of us. Sooner or later, you will feel it, but I don't think it's going to be bad. Just calm down, go work hard, and you'll be fine. Okay, I'm done with coronavirus. Let's go to next. I wanna show you something because I promised it to you. Best subscription service for salespeople. You probably expect me some apps, some crazy stuff. It's actually right here in my hand. This is absolutely best subscription, non-sponsored hashtag. It's called Sendbird. If you boys and girls have ever heard of Sendbird, you know how awesome they are. If you haven't, you're probably going to sign up with them today. So Sendbird.com, a company out of New York, it's about $12 a month. I absolutely love it, and here's why it's amazing for salespeople. I can't tell you how many times I would hire a sales rep or be around sales rep who stink. Because it's summertime, you're outside a lot, and you just freaking stink. Nothing gonna ruin sales more than a stink. I remember when I was a teenager, one of my superiors told me, like I came to work at summer camp, and the guy told me, I made a comment about my haircut. I said, people will run away from me because my hair is messy, because as you know, my hair is the most important thing in the roofing insides. As long as my hair is good, we're good. But that, my leader at the time told me, Dmitry, people are not going to run away from you if you have a bad haircut. They will run away from you if you smell bad. And I can't agree with it more. And I always struggle with the perfume because, perfume costs 50, 70 bucks. My wife does not know what I like. I don't know freaking what I like. So I heard about this company, Sendbird. It's $12 a month. Like I said, not selling you anything. I don't have any affiliation with the Sendbird. But every month, for 12 bucks a month, they send you 3 of these little things. You go to their website. This just smells so good. So one of these little, how do you call them, little tubes will last you like, just want to smell good right now. Will last you about a month. It's travel size, but they send you 3 per month. And it's a subscription service for 12 bucks a month. If you like something, you can keep getting the same smell all the time. So I usually put one in the pocket. I have it in a car. Right now, after like a couple months with them, I have probably like 15, 18 of these little tubes. Some of them are okay, you try it, you don't like it, whatever. But you can read the reviews. It's one of the best subscription services I've seen. Every sales rep in my company I show, they love it. Because again, you go in, I would rather get a compliment how good I smell in-house when I go to a sales appointment versus thinking if I have bad breath or if I have, if I smell not fresh. Because sometimes we don't even feel it. So in my opinion, this is one of the best, the cheapest subscription you have. If you're in sales, you can go in people's houses, especially in summertime. Make sure you get something like this, or make sure your smelling game is on point. So Sendbird.com, free plug for this company, and they're absolutely amazing. And they do have perfumes for boys and girls. So that's my recommendation to you for you today. Now, two best application notifications for business owners. I see so many guys in business having so many apps. So, you know, you have tracking apps, you have several apps for hail maps. There's just a little bit too much, whether you're a sales rep or you're the business owner. So people ask me often, how do I manage my company when I'm not there? Well, my team doesn't even realize how much I actually know. I'm not a micromanaging type, but there's only two major notifications you guys know. And it doesn't matter what CRM you use. It doesn't matter what Gmail you use or what accounting software you use. You know, guys, I use JobNemus, I use QuickBooks. I run my entire company with the two types of notifications. One is I have notifications about sales. You can set it up in your QuickBooks. So pretty much every time any of my sales reps sends proposal or my company sends invoice, I get that email every single time. I choose, do I want to read it or not? So for example, if I would hire a brand new sales rep today or somebody comes on board, it's just notification. You open it, it takes just seconds. And it always comes to my email, right? And second one is notification from JobNemus from my CRM, but you can set it up with the IQ to your CRM. So pretty much anything related to customer service. With those two notifications, you can run your business from anywhere in the country. And you don't have to do anything. You don't need your people, your salespeople, or production manager, your accountant to call you, message you, or anything. Just receive notifications in your email, and those are absolutely the best. I simplify my life to the purest of purest forms or apps. Those two notifications is all I get every single day. I don't care about all the apps. I don't care about our company cams, pictures, everything. All I want to see if we have complaints, if we have major disputes, and usually my team is tagging me in the CRM. I don't even need to log into CRM. All I do is go to my inbox and I see, okay, this person mentioned you here, here's why. Invoice sent, proposal sent. It's all I want to see. So for example, if I go out of town tomorrow, I'm not here, I can be on the plane, I can be in Miami, in my hotel, I open my email and I see what happened today in my company. You see the trends, like right now we have coronavirus happening. I can log in and see, do we have cancellations? Do we have people canceling installs or maybe canceling invoices or canceling proposals because they want to hold? As of right now, I did not get one single notification about coronavirus, except actually, I take it back. We got one today. Homeowner called and asked if we're still on a schedule to do the job. We're like, absolutely, why wouldn't we, right? So those two notifications, honestly, in my opinion, the only notification you need. Anything about accounting, just make sure as a business owner, every time somebody sends something from your QuickBooks, make sure you get that copy. You don't have to do anything with it. If you trust your team, you trust your accounting, you don't need anything. And also, anything goes with the job itself, make sure they CC you in your CRM, and then you get a notification email. You don't have to log into QuickBooks, you don't have to log into CRM. Just to be on pulse, just to know what's happening in a company, those two, that's the only thing you need. Do we have questions?
No.
If you guys have any questions or comments, just drop it, and at the end, we'll get to it. Okay, next one, Roofing Process Conference. So a Roofing Process Conference this year will be the same place as last year, Orlando, Florida. Hopefully we'll be done with the coronavirus by that time, December 3rd and 4th, right? December 3rd and 4th. We already have our first speaker, author of Profit First, Mike Mikhailovich. I probably butchered his name. Mike Mikhailovich. He's absolutely amazing. I know you guys love his book. I've never heard one negative feedback. For example, like Dave Ramsey in our community, some people love him, some people hate him. Mike Mikhailovich, everybody loves him. So this guy is absolutely amazing speaker. He is one of the first speakers who already booked. We're negotiating with a few more. I guarantee you the speaker panel is going to be absolutely amazing. This conference is going to be at least three times bigger than the last year. You already can register on our website. We have early bird discounts. It's roofconference.com for you to go check it out. Our premium students are going to be attending for free. And For the rest of you, tickets are there. If you need special arrangements, let us know what you guys think and what you're thinking. If you have, if you want to bring 5 or 10 people, let us know. Obviously, it's way too early. I just want to, announce our first speaker because we already have him, and when we get more speakers, we will announce them as well. Let us know in comments below who would you like us to invite as a speaker to our Roof Process Conference this year. We'd like to hear from you as well. So let's talk about Roofing Insights listing. So this is obviously pretty big. Within 2 weeks, we're going to have it on our website. So Roofing Insights listing is, we're getting too much traffic and it's only growing. And by the time we finish everything started doing with the website, the traffic will pretty much quadruple. So our leads is going to be, like coming in volume. And we need a network of contractors to serve those leads. So what we're going to do, guys, it's very simple. We're going to recognize, you've already been doing it pretty much. We have this little badge, Roofing Insights Recognition of Excellence. So you're going to be getting this badge. You can showcase it on your website. So pretty much you can, if you're our students, we're going to give it away to all our students. So if you are a student, you don't have to worry about anything. About 50 of you, a little bit more I think now, about 50 of you are going to be uploaded to our Roofing Insights listing page. Pretty much homeowner will go, we're going to start promoting it in our videos on YouTube. We do about 3 videos per week. So when we finish videos, we'll be talking to the homeowners, asking them, hey, if you're looking for the contractor, go to this link and, find contractors near you, essentially. So you also, guys, can show off your badge saying, hey, Roofing Insights recommend us. People can click there, see your landing page on our page as well. So it doesn't cost anything. Any of our students, there's going to be a fee. If you're not our student, there's going to be a fee. We're going to announce it. We're thinking about $200 a month. So if you are not our student and you want to get on this platform, you have one of the 2 options. Either go, contact us. We will screen you. We'll make sure you're legit, because I'm telling you this. If you screw up one time, you're out. And it happened before. I recommend a few contractors who came to our classes, and they were smaller guys. I recommended them, and then I received some nasty text messages and emails from those homeowners how not professional they were. So you know me by now. I stand, like, my reputation, my name is all I have. Obviously, I'm not making money, not making nearly enough money, and I do a lot of stuff for free. So we will be giving away a lot of memberships too. So you don't have to pay us. If you're a student, if you're not a student yet, you can pay the service separately. Honestly, the best and easiest way probably for you to introduce us is to enroll in our private content, our school. That way it's a package for you. Our listing is not going to come at extra cost, but either way, if you say, we don't want your school, we just want to be on our website, we still will take you as long as you're a decent contractor, and we don't have 5 contractors in an area as well. Obviously, once we start packing some cities, like for example in Chicago, we have already 3 or 4. So I think we're going to close Chicago pretty soon, but some areas like Dallas, we have 2. Obviously, busy markets, we will have to limit our list to very few. So we're not going to be like Angie's List Home Advisor with all like 2 or 3 pages of listed contractors. So we're going to keep it small to reputable companies. All we care is that you will care about that homeowner we're sending you. So it's not about money, it's not about your size, it's about your customer service, it's about your personality, your process. So we have to trust you to put you on our website. You'll earn one of these and you'll get our free traffic. It's not going to be a lead generation business, but homeowners who will be looking for the roofing contractor in your area will be able to find you. We're going to also partner up with a few other listings in the area. Like I said, it's not going to be costing you money, but you will benefit, especially if you're going to join early on. So for students, it's free. For everybody else, it's going to be a fee. But if you're even thinking about it, join the school, comes for free, because we'll have to come up with the pricing later. If we have any questions, no questions. All right, guys. That's all I have for you. What's up?
There were some people that were saying maybe relocate to a boring place so they're not paying a whole bunch of money at like Disneyland and stuff.
Orlando is not a boring place.
Well, they're saying let's go to a boring place so they don't spend that much money
That was
there.
Nate.
Oh.
That was Nate. Nate, I did not see you at the private concert last year. I don't think I saw you even. Was Nate in Blue Martini when we had that party?
I don't think so.
I told him North Korea won't let us bring cameras, so.
Nate, you missed all our private parties, so you're not to talk about our event as far as entertaining goes. But Orlando is a lot of fun, guys. For me, it's one of the most beautiful places to be, especially in early December. Did I cover everything?
I think I did.
Well, you guys, wash your hands, stay safe. If you have any questions, comment below. Next Friday, this Friday, we'll be announcing winners. Give me some good names because we're struggling with it. We want to catch a name. It's not name of the business, it's name of the page, but we want homeowners to understand what that is all about. And essentially, the better the name, the catchier the name, the more traffic, the more homeowners will attract with it. And trust me, we have a lot of homeowners right now reaching out. So I'm just tired. Do it manually because right now every time homeowner comes to us, we have to grab it, we have to go to our page, we have to connect you to. We want homeowner to call you direct. Trust me, you're gonna absolutely love it. And if you have any questions, reach out and we'll let you guys know. Thanks for tuning in.